Well, it's both more confusing to see the future and easier to see the future. Now, you know, we're just awash in information and actually, as I said in Megatrends, going back to that book, we're drowning in information and starved for knowledge. And the information just keeps pouring in, so you have to really sort it out and not let it drown you. But on the other hand, we had all the revolutionary breakthroughs in the end of the 20th century with all the information technology and biotechnology and even the geopolitical things like China, the rise of China and so forth. Those are big breakthroughs, and now we're in a very evolutionary period where we're extending and perfecting all of the possibilities in biotechnology, which will occupy us for at least the next 100 years. And the other things, and we're still working on information technology. I think the internet, we look back in 30 years, it'll seem very primitive what we had in 2007. But these, when things are evolutionary, when they're going step by step to change, to perfect, and so on, you can follow that much easier than when you have discontinuous change, when you have change just sort of popping out of the air. So it's easier in the sense that we're very much in an evolutionary era. More difficult because we are increasingly in a fight to get some clarity in a confusing world and being washed by all kinds of information just constantly. I myself don't experience any great discomfort by all of this. I'm more amused by it than anything else. But as I said earlier today, you know, there's a great hype about change, and change is the currency of the media. And so, you know, everything's changing. It's not true. Most things don't change. Most things are constant. Most of our basic things about our family and our children and their education and religion and sport, you know, these things are all, we're very grounded in them. And change is just kind of bombarding those basic things. But because we are bombarded with so much information about change, we kind of think that everything's changing, which is not true. And in business, you know, there's this kind of mantra almost, the only constancy is change in our company. I think that's malarkey. I mean, that's just absurd. Most things don't change. I've been in business for more than 40 years, 45 years, something like that. And you know, the basics are still there. The basic of buying and selling, the basic notion, which I don't think Europeans totally appreciate, is that making a profit is a necessary condition of survival, a very basic point, and that's always been the case, it's still the case now. So the way we do things, the manner in which we do things, and with the enabling technology, we do things much faster. We've collapsed the information flow just tremendously. So there are changes in that regard, but these are not basic changes. These are quite superficial changes. Now, for example, internet. Internet is not a technological phenomenon. It's a social phenomenon. And that was a great breakthrough to have internet, but internet itself does absolutely nothing. It's a social phenomenon. We human beings use internet to do the things we've always done, to communicate, to be in touch with each other, but we do it much more efficiently, and it's a lot more fun, and you know, all the rest of it. Is that change? Well, it's change of a sort, but it's not really basic change. I think one of the very larger trends that I haven't talked about too much is that I think it's very clear that we're moving toward a world with one economy for the whole world. I think that's going to be an awful long time before that for that to fully happen. But I think the direction is set, absolutely set, and that's the direction we're going.